How you doing, folks? My name's Jesse. Vlog entry number 41, September 5th. What have I been working on? Well, I've just been doing a lot of work on the bands that I'm working with. Tomorrow night, my blues band is playing the VFW. I did a gig with a guy who goes by the name of Box Turtle Bob, a super creative character in the area. And he's always working, always creating, always doing something. And he's the one who's setting up this pirate gig thing, which I can't wait to tell you about when it happens. September 21st. So he said to me, he gave me the list of tunes and he said, "Hey," he goes, I'm doing a duo gig with my wife at this bar. Maybe you could sit in because we'll do some of the songs that we'll do at the pirate gig. It'll be like a paid practice." And I said, I like a paid practice. That works out really well. So we played the gig, and I got to show you the stage. I did take a picture of the stage. I don't know if that's the smallest stage I ever played on. It at least ties a stage that I played on where I was in a 5-piece band that played on a stage smaller than your closet. So, but come on, man. Like, it's a boat. That was cool. So I wanted to do a stupid shootout, and I had so much fun doing the shootout with the Behringer pedal and the Rockman pedal that I thought, and I really didn't focus at all on the Rockman's chorus abilities. I always loved the chorus of the Rockman. I'm going to take a minute and talk to you about my experience with how I ended up with this. So for a while, I had a Peavey Stereo Chorus 400. One of the heaviest. It had to be as heavy as a Renown. If you've ever tried to pick up a Peavey Renown, it's about that weight. It's boat anchor weight. And it's got the most amazing chorus. It's basically 120 watts. It's 220 watt amps together that you can bridge, if you want. Or you can use it as 220 watt stereo amps, which with the chorus, the vibrato on, all of a sudden, it's a delicious sound. It really is. I've never played a Roland Jazz Chorus 120, though I've watched Uncle Larry's videos on them, and I've lusted after one, but I can't justify it. I couldn't justify the Peavey Stereo Chorus. It was kind of finicky when I gigged with it because it's older. It was probably from like 84 or 85 or something like that. And I wanted to try other amps like that Ampeg and the Peavey Delta Blues and stuff like that. And I've only got so much space. So I said, it's got to go. So I sent it packing. And I think if I got a Jazz Chorus 120, the same thing would happen. It would sit here. I would listen to it. Probably wouldn't play it out. Probably wouldn't be able to have other amps. So I thought, well, what can I do to get that sound? And I thought of the Roland CE1. And then I looked at the price tags of them, and I said, no. So instead, I got the Warm Audio CE1. And I thought, I want to see how that goes if I run it direct and run it stereo. Well, it got me thinking, I wonder how this compares with the chorus sound in the Rockman X100. And so I thought I'd do a little shootout. So here it is. Put it in your mind's ear. And we're going to talk about it on the other side. Give it a listen. Okay, the X100 really kind of jumped out to me in the mix. And I find it really interesting because you have no choice of parameters on it. You either have it on or you have it off. That's it. Now, there's something about that sound, and I don't know if it's just, it's that clean guitar sound on Hysteria or what, but there's something about that sound that really just kind of speaks to me. And I felt it kind of trumped the warm audio a little bit. And I still have to play around with the warm audio one because basically to shoot the video, I got it out of the box, tried to get a decent sound, plugged it in, let it rip. And I think this one requires a little more time and attention. And I certainly, like, the X100 could easily be overused. And again, because of the EQ setup on it, you're going to get that sound and that sound only, and it probably doesn't matter what you plug into it with. It's going to give you that sound. Whereas with the warm audio CE1, I think you have a bit more subtlety to work with. So each has its own place. I have other courses. I have an MXR stereo course I might shoot out with the Rockman just to see how it compares. I'm finding this interesting. I'm going to find what other stuff I can shoot out. By the way, I shot that out with this Joe Bochar Supertone. I'm going to talk to you about these guitars in the coming months. Joe's an awesome dude and he makes an awesome guitar. So anyway, let me know what you think. What do you think of the Rockman's chorus? What do you think of the Warm Audio's chorus? What's your go-to chorus? My name's Jesse. I'll talk to you later.